There is a call. There's a task for you, a voyage, a strategy. There's a promotion for you, an increase, an upgrade. There is a commission for you. There is a call just for you. Today's message is titled, Answer the Call. Please open your Bibles to Luke chapter 5. It'll take us some time to get there. There is a call just for you. What does it say? What does it instruct? What does it demand? What does it give? What does it take? I don't know. It's for you. Only you can hear it like only you can ignore it. Only you can walk away from it like only you can walk toward it. There is a call just for you. A lot of times we look at a call or the idea of being called or having a calling as this big monumental thing, and we discount a lot of other things as minor. Yet, a monumental moment is compiled of many minor moments. And so when we categorize something minor as monumental or something monumental that is actually minor, that is when we possibly miss a call. When we walk away from the little things that challenge us, how can we expect to be victorious in the things that we are assigned to do? That is what a call is, a commission. Commission means authority has been granted to you for a particular action or function. It is an authoritative order. And family, you have the authority to do some things. We must pay attention to the co in commission because it means to co-labor, to do something with someone beside you, someone behind you, and someone completely supplying you. In other words, the main authority is giving you authority to complete some things. You see, God has made you his proxy, his agent, his ambassador for specific good works. And it is equally important to understand that you are not doing it alone. Because if God has sent you, then God is also with you. But here's where things can get complicated and even problematic. Part of the design of your specific work is outside of your viewpoint, outside of your frame of reference, outside of your previous experiences, and sometimes right in your blind spot. Therefore, because you are commissioned to do something that may be challenging you or something that you're having a difficult time seeing, you end up running away from something that you were supposed to run to. In other words, sometimes part of what is supposed to build us is the very thing that we try to block. Someone needs to hear that. You're trying to block something that God is using to build you so that you can build some things. Of course, many of us, all of us, would like breakthrough in certain areas of our life. But we have a blind spot to some of the roadblocks that we put up. Some of the mental, emotional, and spiritual walls we build instead of break. And some things must break in order for you to build others. You see, your victory is never in a safe harbor. It's never in a convenient space. No one has ever done anything great sipping an umbrella drink in a resort. right? That's after the victory. There cannot be comfort in a commission. We must choose comfort or commission, but it cannot be both. And there are timelines. See, God's commissions cannot and will not be delayed or disabled because of someone's negligence, indifference, contempt, or apathy. Nothing can stop our God from moving. Believe that. Even in these difficult times, nothing can stop our God from moving. Opportunity. Turn to your neighbor and say opportunity. Woo! Opportunity is God's gift to you. Opportunity is God's favor upon you to do something now. You see, and some people squander their opportunities. Others vandalize their opportunities. And some shred it. God will get the mission done regardless. The question will always be, will we be able to step up to the part that we have been assigned to? In other words, will you be wise enough to see and accomplish your specific invisible task? There's a great quote by Wagner. You cannot choose your calling. Your calling chooses you. You have been blessed with special skills that are yours alone. Use them, whatever they may be, and forget about wearing another's hat. You cannot delegate your commission. Your purpose cannot be artificially implanted, nor can it be artificially supplanted. We got to understand that there are no surrogates to your purpose. Ooh, somebody needs to hear that. There are no surrogates to your purpose. Only you can carry it. Only you must bear the pain of it, because only you can push to birth your specific purpose. Your now is now. It is in the everyday, in the minors, in the messes, in the conundrums, in the conflicts, in the blessings, in the surprises, and in the hallelujahs. And so your victory will always be outside of your security and your logic. It'll be outside of your hypothesis and your plan. See, we always plan in comfort. I know a lot of us don't think that, but we do. Whatever plans we have, they're comfortable. They're ideal. We never put challenge down as part of the plan. We never put chaos down as part of the plan, conflict or loss, hurt or pain. That's not part of our ideal. We never put down the need to grow, the need to understand, the need to adjust and to play hurt. Those things are not in the playbook. I love what coaches bring to a game. It spoke to me. A dry erase board. Because they have to have the ability to change strategies in real time. See, they don't write the game plan in permanent marker because they understand that their strategies must adapt to and overcome their opponent's strategy. The devil's not just going to let you win, so what you going to do about that? You see, many of us try to write life's plan down in a permanent marker, and we fail to neglect. We neglect to calculate the devil's plan for your plan. And that's how people get stuck, when they have written their life's plan in a permanent marker. But if you come with a dry erase board in tow, woo! Moldable by God, open, willing, humble, and strong. You see, we have to be able to scratch whatever plan we may have drawn up and write down what God tells us our next move should be. You see, having a dry erase board in tow is like saying, God, where you go, I go. What you say, I say. What you do, I do, Lord. Oh, when God is the author of our dry erase board, whoo! The devil has to be afraid of us that carry a divine dry erase board that the Lord is the author of. Because at any given moment, we'll change plans. Woo! And that's because we're not married to our plans. We are married to our God. God will erase and draw up a new plan in our spirits. We'll come up with a workaround that the devil cannot see coming. We'll march a different way. We may have to heal without that, but we're going to heal, devil. We'll lose that, but we'll save this. We'll miss those 2 points for now to eventually get 3. We'll walk away from that so we can walk into this. We may have to take a half-court shot, devil, but it's going to go in. But here is what is most important for us to understand. Your commission will always be outside of those things that I just listed. Your security, your plan, your hypothesis. But your commission will never be outside of your intention. Victory is never without intention. No one has ever just fallen upon a victory. You must intend to win at something. You must intend to climb that mountain. You must intend to overcome that hurdle. You have to be intentional about having better relationships, about doing better next time, about getting out of debt. You must intend to listen better, to understand better, not to overreact. You must intend to get out of a stronghold. We must intend to rise. Success in any area of our life demands our intention to succeed in that area. That is why a good leader is always intentional, never indifferent. You know, indifferent means unconcerned. I dislike that word, unconcerned. And indifference shows up in many different ways. Right? Like if you have to keep talking to someone about the same things over and over, they are not intentional. They are unconcerned, indifferent to that value that you have to keep talking to them about. Pastor John and I ensure that we have a staff that is concerned and intentional with what we are concerned with and the things that we value, because you cannot have people around you that are indifferent and unconcerned. And that is because a good leader is never unconcerned about concerning matters. Never unconcerned about concerning matters. See, we have all been around people that love to complicate things, right? They're full of drama. Please don't point at anyone. That wouldn't be nice, family. I have made the decision a long time ago not to have people around me that are full of drama. People that complicate things with their selfishness. I promise you, where there's drama, just peel the onion. Somebody's being selfish. Selfish instead of rolling up their sleeves to help fight the challenges. Drama is a tactic that the devil uses for delay. Where there is drama, there is delay. And drama is trying to delay something so that it can eventually derail it. I like easy relationships. In other words, people that are easy to be around. I know we all have them, right? And I have found that the reason certain people are easy to be around is because they have no toxic agenda, right? People with a pure heart are easy and clear. There are no confusing or conflicting messages. And that's because there's a maturity, a sincerity, a nobility, and a security that makes them easy and safe to be around. But I have also found that the most productive people, the most whole and healthy people, are also easy and safe to be around. They're easy, but they're strong. Don't confuse that, right? They're built for battle. They battle to build. They are warriors to drama, not for drama. Big difference. Like I always say, they don't look to be petty. They look to be purposeful. Their questions sound like, how can I help? What can I do to make this better? You see, we can't add addendums to an effort, to an objective, to a solution, or to success. And that's exactly what drama-filled people do. They add obstacles to your breakthrough. You need people around you that assist your breakthrough, not people that resist your breakthrough. And as it relates to a commission, a purpose, a goal, and a victory, if you add an addendum, you are trying to conjoin something that should not be joined, right? People can't bring their pride to a meeting of healing. You can't bring your revenge to a meeting of forgiveness, your past to a meeting of today, your destructive behaviors to a meeting of reparation. You can't bring your selfishness to a meeting for the collective, right? And so sometimes we add addendums to a task, to a goal, to a purpose. For instance, when someone is concerned with position over purpose, they have already lost. It's done. And we must be careful because an addendum request can cancel a contract. Adding addendums, stipulations, the I will, Lord, if, it can cancel a mission that you were supposed to be the ambassador for. It can cancel a victory that you were supposed to be the proxy for. Let your intention come with no addendums. See, we hear this in actions. We actually see this action a lot. I'd like to restore that relationship, but my pride or my shame is preventing me from apologizing first. There it is. First position. You have added an addendum to restoration. If I can bring my pride, the fracture, the thing that's breaking things, in which you apologize first, position and immaturity, instead of bringing my humility, the healing balm, the bonding agent for the restoration of, maybe then I'll do it. You have aborted your commission. See, sometimes we push away the things that we would really like to have close. Do you notice that? I see that so often. I know that wasn't the initial intention, but they ended up pushing away the thing that they really wanted close. We have to learn how to do better at pulling in rather than pushing away. And have you noticed that some people have the nerve to get upset that something went away that they pushed away? But you pushed that away by being abusive to it. You were ungrateful. You didn't honor it. And you're upset. Wrong. You're coming wrong. Anger's not the response. Some contrite and humility might work. See, sometimes people want more, only if it costs less. I'd like to do that great work, but I don't want the workload to be great. You have added an addendum to greatness. If you want a great work, stop there. Don't add anything to it. If you want restoration, stop there. Don't add anything to it. You see, victory may not be 10 steps forward, but if you take one step at a time, you just might get there quicker. Woo! You see, while someone else is waiting to take 10 steps forward at a time because they refuse to take one step at a time, you've already taken 30 steps forward by taking one step at a time. You can't answer a call with if. It must be with yes. Do you find yourself adding if more than yes? Is your yes contingent or consistent? Notice that people that walk around with contingencies, they don't hold, care for, or keep anything good for long. Oh, they might keep certain things long, but it ain't good. I want things around me that are good, and I want them for a long time. It is the consistent that gets something done, not the contingent. And that is because God doesn't work with our contingencies. He works with our consistencies. And so we always have to remember that if God is asking us to do something, it is because he is about to give us something, and we're about to read that. Are you at Luke chapter 5 yet, family? Here we go. So it was, as the multitude pressed about him, Jesus, to hear the word of God, that he stood by the lake of Gennesaret and saw 2 boats standing by the lake. But the fishermen had gone from them and were washing their nets. Then he got into one of the boats, which was Simon's, and asked him to put out a little from the land. And he sat down and taught the multitudes from the boat. When he had stopped speaking, he said to Simon, and Simon alone, "Launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch." But Simon answered and said to him, "Master, we have toiled all night and caught nothing. Nevertheless, at your word, I will let down the net." And when they had done this, they caught a great number of fish, and their net was breaking. So they signaled to their partners in the other boat to come and help them. And they came and filled both the boats so that they began to sink. When Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Jesus' knees, saying, "Depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord." For he and all who were with him were astonished at the catch of fish which they had taken. So also were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, who were partners with Simon. And Jesus said to Simon again, and Simon alone, "Do not be afraid. From now on, you will catch men." Again, when God asks you to do something new, it is because he is about to give you something new. You see, Jesus just erased Simon Peter's previous strategy on how to catch fish right from his dry erase board. And he drew up a new strategy that seemed strange. But Simon Peter was wise enough not to add any addendums. He just did it. Now, unbeknownst to Simon Peter, that was actually a test and a showcase of what Jesus was really calling Simon Peter to become. You see, it was bigger than the things, and that's what we got to get sometimes. It's bigger than the things. You know, the fish. Do not be afraid. From now on, you will catch men. Simon Peter passed the test through his obedience. You see, Simon Peter could have just kept on washing his net. Or he could have added an if. If you do, then I'll go. Simon Peter could have also just believed in his experience in that lake. I just came from there. There are no fish now. And that's not the method that I always use, right? He could have just believed that. Simon had a choice to either believe what he had always experienced or what Jesus was telling him he was going to experience when he gets into that same lake, but now under the authority of God. Woo! You know, the other fishermen must have been mumbling under their breath, probably saying things like, to what? He doesn't know what he's talking about. This is not how we do things around here. Oh, my word, Simon is going. Look at him. He is in his boat rowing out there. He looks like a fool. Probably laughing at him. See, that will always be human nature's response when you do something in God's nature. But because of Simon Peter's obedience and Simon Peter's ability to answer the call with no addendum, he became so blessed that he was able to bless even those that were not called. He didn't call anyone but Simon. Just because they were friends with a blessed man in that specific area, they became blessed too. Family, when you answer your call, others will get blessed too. Simon Peter came to understand this isn't some man asking to borrow my boat. This is my God, the one whom will fill my boat. I want to focus on the red today, just on the red, just on Jesus' words, just on Jesus' instructions, just on Jesus' power and desire for us. Launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch. When we hear the word launch, we always think up, like a rocket has been launched, but it actually means set forth. Set yourself forward. Set yourself onward. You see, when Jesus gives us any instruction in any area of our life, it will always require us to move onward, to set ourselves forward, to set ourselves in motion for the future. In other words, to launch ourselves where God already is. You see, Jesus told Simon Peter to go where Jesus had already been. Jesus had already prepared that spot just for Simon Peter, just like Jesus has already prepared a spot just for you. Isn't that beautiful to think about? That God prepares a spot just for you, a place of overflow just for you because he has. See, God wants you to meet him where he has already commanded the blessing for you. God commissions you where he has commanded a blessing for you. God's not working on yesterday today. God's working on tomorrow today. Therefore, set forth. Your future's not behind you. Your future is the possibilities, all the possibilities that are right before you that you dare to say yes to. And so God said, launch out. I promise you the way in is by getting out of some things, set forth out of that toxicity, out of that debt, out of that going nowhere relationship, out of that negative mindset, out of the burdens of bitterness. Set yourself into the places of wholeness, into the places of financial freedom, into the benefits of better. Woo! The benefits of better. But you see, there are burdens to everything. And people have a hard time believing or understanding this, that blessings has its burdens. Oh, trust me. Some people want the blessings, but not the burdens that carry it. But blessings predominantly have benefits. That's the difference between God and the enemy, because better will always have benefits, but you cannot be afraid of the burden of blessings. Like with Simon Peter, God wants to take you to deep places, but you've got to get out of the shallows And shallow shows up in many different ways. Shallow or deep, but it cannot be both. And if you're gonna be big, you got to go deep. Whales, marlins, and swordfish, they don't swim in the shallows. You got to get out of the shallow. Get out of the safe places. Get out from behind your walls, out from behind the prisons that you've built, and go deep. The devil can't chain you in deep waters. There are no walls or constructs there. You must go into a place that's bigger than you, family. You must. Into a place that's going to demand more of you. This is where people lose it. Oh, that demands too much of me. That's exactly why you gotta go into that place that demands more of you so that you can become all of you. A deep place is waiting for you with your blessings, with your overflow. It is in that depth that you let your nets down for a catch. Intention and expectation. Jesus just said, let down your nets for a catch. In other words, intend to succeed. Anticipate the miraculous. Expect overflow. You see, God's commands are always accompanied with God's promises. God never tells us to do something for naught. Oh, there'll be results. In Isaiah chapter 1, verse 19. If you are willing and obedient, those are the two ingredients right there. If you get those foundational ingredients, you're good. Willingness and obedience. You shall, not you might, you shall eat the good of the land. You know, one thing I really like is doubt and negativity or naysaying. Positivity is a great value to me. It has played an important part in my life. And it's not positive thinking, it's positive being. You see, positivity actually means an affirmative willingness. That's beautiful to me. I was like, what? An affirmative willingness. Because there has to be a willingness to be better. And you must affirm it every day. See, God has brought me a mighty long way. And I've seen his goodness, his power, his love, and his working all things together for good. Too many times for me to give any doubters any space in my life. Family, I promise when you remove negativity and doubters from your life, you make room for the possibilities in your life. You make room for the miraculous in your life. You're making room for the overflow in your life. See, sometimes the same people that don't expect you to have victories are the same people that don't want you to have them. Woo! Somebody got to write this down. No one will ever assist you in something they don't want you to have. Oh, they'll try to sabotage you. They're not going to try to assist you. You can't be around people that don't expect you to break through, that don't expect you to do better, that don't expect you to grow, that don't expect you to break the chains of codependency, that don't expect you to get out of debt, that don't expect you to get your degree, that don't expect you to buy a home, that don't expect you to be in a good, loving relationship, that don't expect you to conquer your fears, that don't expect you to be your best you. Woo! This is one to carry around too. You can't stand around people that can't stand your blessings. Woo! The people that expect you to be your best you are the people that in one way or another, be it example, teaching, counsel, they'll assist you in being your best you. And if you're going to do anything with God, through God or for God, you need to expect and you need to have people around you that do too. Family, expect God to show you how. Expect him to teach you. Expect him to furnish you with what you need. Expect him to provide for you. Expect him to show up in that circumstance for you. Expect him to knock the devil right in his face on your behalf. Expect him to get the glory in your life. Whatever you are believing for demands you to believe that your God will deliver. And it demands you so much that you will do what may seem illogical to others. You will do what may seem scary to others. Scaries, yeah, it's the scaries. You'll make the sacrifices that others are not willing to make. You see, we step up to those hard demands because we believe that in those hard demands is the very place that our God will deliver. Woo! See, Simon Peter, that demand for me to go out in the deep with my boat from that place from which I just came from empty, with my net now, contrary to what I believe, is exactly where God delivered. Oh, that demand is crazy, but oh, my God is going to deliver something even crazier. I should not be here. You want to talk about crazy? I should have gone crazy. I know what it is to be homeless. As a young girl in the streets of New York City, that alone should have done it. I know what it is to be hungry because the only thing in the fridge is a bottle of ketchup. I didn't have a silver spoon in my mouth. I know what it is to be a single teenage parent. I know what it is to live through, to suffer the unnatural devastation of losing a child. I know what it is to lose my brother to suicide and be the one to find him. I know what it is to have all the cards stacked against me. I should not be here. But God, and only God, I know tragedy, but I know triumph. I know what it is to have my God before me, so whom can stack their cards against me? I know what it is to have to overcome, to be blessed in my coming and in my going, to carry the burdens of blessings. I know what it is to see my God do some crazy things, miracles, and if he did it for me, family, he will do it with no doubt for you. I know what it is to have nothing but ketchup, and I know what it is to have filet mignon, but let me tell you something. It wasn't the filet mignon that taught me. It was with the ketchup that I learned. It was with the ketchup that I grew. It was with the ketchup that I learned how to fight. It was with the ketchup where I came to know my God. It was with the ketchup that I said, God, I trust you. When you have experienced God's crazy power, God's crazy love, you'll do some crazy things. Let some people think you're crazy. The truth is, all calls from God must look crazy because they are. That is exactly what proves that only God can do it. You see, God is most seen in the crazy. God is most experienced in the crazy. You got to be willing to do some things that others may call crazy. You got to be willing to do some things that are hard. You got to be willing to sacrifice some things, to carry some burdens. You got to to be willing to pay the price. You got to be willing to endure, because you know that you know that you know that your God will fill your boat. Oh, Lord, show us your crazy power. Woo! He's going to break our nets, family. Woo! He's going to fill our boats. You shall. I pray this over each and every one of you. You shall, not you won't. These are the things you're going to say. Woo! This blessing is crazy. This restoration is crazy. This marriage is crazy good. This open door, Lord, it's crazy. This healing is crazy. This comeback is crazy, Lord. The way my cup is running over, it's crazy. Because, God, your love is crazy good. Woo! Family, I want to encourage you to do new things. Sometimes crazy things. Good crazy, though. Not psycho crazy. To walk down new roads. Take on new attitudes. New perspectives. New responses. Have new conversations, the hard conversations, to ensure new breakthroughs, new triumphs, new. I want you to hear this specifically for you. Answer your call. Your specific call. No addendums, no contingencies, but rather the simple act of obedience. I pray this over each and every one of you. I pray that you have the strength, the wisdom, the fortitude, the affirmative willingness to answer your call and to go to your place of overflow. God is calling you to a place that He has already prepared for you, beloved. It's already ready for you. Say yes. And expect God to do what only God can do. Let down your nets for a catch and expect the overflow. In Jesus' mighty name, family.